Hello, hello, hello. All right, cool. Discord. Let's take a look here. All right, I've entered into a buy just because price is breaking above these previous areas, and it's New York session, so it should continue to push up. Cool, cool, cool. About 30 pips in profit. All right, I'm gonna close about 70% right here. Yeah, cool. 70% closed. Yeah, the stop loss is gonna be break even at this point. This was nice. Stop. One. Buy stop. Uh, it's a sell stop. I'll just close it manually if need to. Cool, cool, cool. Coming in, swinging hard. Wow, what a trade. I mean, with a trade within few seconds going live. That's first. If at this point the trade is break even, I am no longer taking a risk on this trade. If we take a look at on the left hand side, is there anything on the left hand side? Jeez. Is there anything on the left hand side? There is something on the left hand side. There's these values here on the 30-minute. So we do have resistance on 30-minute time frame. But with New York session, could there be a possibility that we could just continue to push up? So there is these resistance areas. It's better be safe. So for the next push up, I think I will probably close. Yeah. Let's see if it can continue to push up. So what I'm looking for is for another push, price to continue to push up, and then I'm gonna close. Let's see, Discord. All right, I took this trade before even getting into the Discord. So stops truly make sense at break even now because 5-minute candle has closed um, bullish with no wick at the bottom, which means that the price is very much bullish at this point. So it shouldn't come back and break its own low. If it does, I'm going to close the position. Mm. Nice. Alright, I've closed it right at 100 pips. 100 pips. That is good for a Monday. That is good for a Monday. Let's do this. Inputs. Alright, let me go ahead and break down this trade. Let's do this. Let's 6 to 36. Okay. Alright, let me go ahead and break down this trade. And if you want to go, let's. First minute of the live session, I took this trade. Let me go ahead and break this down. So as the price was continuing to break above this area, I entered for a buy. The reason is because this is when New York session, so there's volume in the market. Secondly, price previously rejected these areas and now is trying to push up again based on the 15-minute time frame. Price closed above this. Do you see the second last green candle? Price closed above these resistance areas, and the next candle was continuing to break above the previous candle's wicks. So when there is when there's New York session and price is breaking above, that's where I entered. Stops was break below the previous candle's low, and for price to continue to push up around. So this is going to be 5 minutes. So when price closed right over here with no wick at the bottom, I I brought my stop loss at break even, because at that point I am going to go ahead and be risk free. I closed 70%, and on the left hand side, if we take a look at on the left hand side, we will be able to see that there is resistance on the left hand side as well. Let me just, so you can see that around this area there is a lot of resistance for price to continue to push down. That's the reason why I end up closing right over here, just because I don't want to take a risk. It's a Monday. So yeah, if you want to trade like this, follow for more. I took this trade within the first few seconds of doing the live stream. This is New York session. So this is 15-minute time frame. I entered when price closed above the previous candle's high as the price was breaking above. That was my entry. Stop loss was below its own low. Now you can see price was rejecting previously. This green candle here closed above. That was my indication. And then this is New York session. New York session is volume. Price can continue to push. In New York session, it's easier. And I closed right over here just because on the left hand side, we can definitely see that there is resistance that price can continue to push down from. So I didn't want to take a risk. It's a Monday, secure 100 pips. 100 pips is a decent amount for a Monday, and we call it a day. We come back tomorrow for another trade. If you want to follow a trade like this, go ahead and follow for more. I can just take the screenshot like this. Yeah, that's much easier. trades. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, this is on, I don't think it matters when I took the trade. So what matters is what session. New York. Session. New York session. And overall bullish time frame. Okay. Okay, so what I'm starting to do is that I'm gonna journal the screenshots of my trades, loss or wins. The reason is because I have seen patterns, I have seen moves based on different time frames, based on different sessions, and sometimes even being in this game for a long time, it gets overwhelming that after the trade or after a setup, I realize that it was a good or a bad setup. So I highly recommend this if you want to, this is going to be a game changer in your trading. If you want to go ahead and journal the screenshots of what you traded. So later on, you can actually go back to something that you can look at, visualize, and maybe have that as a handbook so you can trade accordingly, right? So if you want to trade like this, if you want to have access to my trading workbook, go ahead and follow for more. Thank you. Let's see, one note. Top Notion, create a gallery or database. Let's see, Notion. Trades. Okay. Alright, this is going to be interesting. Alright, what you see on the screen is a screenshot of my most recent trade, most recent buy that I got 100 pips from, right? So what I'm doing now is instead of journaling my concepts of trade, my ideas, I'm actually journaling my trade setups, either wins or losses, because hear me out, this is going to be a game changer for your trading. As a trader, I've been in the game for a few years, but it still sometimes gets overwhelming because I find out late from the idea, or maybe the execution wasn't proper the way I wanted it to be, and I find that out later on. So in order for me to improve and have a better edge, I'm making a notebook from all the trades that I've taken and combining it together. So even at times when you're overwhelmed with ideas, or you want to take the trade or not, that handbook is going to be very key to the success of your trading. So if you want to go ahead and have access to this handbook, go ahead and drop a comment below. I'll send it to you, and follow for more. '24. Let's see, what is it? Cool, cool, cool. One minute, 20 seconds for the close. There's nothing else much to do. Let me do this. So, how to open live account on Dominion. Hey. The 15-minute is already being broken above. That's nice. Alright, I think I'm done for the day. I will see you guys tomorrow. There's nothing else going on, so I'm gonna focus on my work. Peace.